So lonely was the ballad, harmonica my sound was so knackered off the jars of love. He puts on a glove and he puts on his hat in his home to the missus.
Hello and welcome to Powder.com. We're here with author Bill Kerig, author of Edge of Never. Bill, give us just a quick rundown. What's the book about?
It's a non-fiction book set obviously in the world of big mountain skiing, and it's a story of a 15-year-old kid who goes halfway around the world to attempt to ski the route that killed his famous extreme skiing father. And it's based on, it's about Kai Peterson and Trevor Peterson.
Right. Powder readers, of course, know who both of those guys are. Trevor was a cover boy back in the day, and Kai's turned into one of the best skiers in the world. Absolutely. Yeah. So this was actually the story that kind of became Steep. Tell us kind of a little bit of what the trip was like to France and what it was like kind of dealing with a big production company like that.
Well, I had always wanted to go to Chamonix, and like I wrote in the book, I never wanted to go there sort of without a purpose. I didn't just want to go and like buy a lift ticket. I didn't want to go and be a tourist. I wanted to go and do something epic. And then I got the chance to do something epic and go with a young man who was really on his way up, and surround him with the luminaries of the sport and show him what his dad saw, and maybe even get a chance to take a look and maybe even ski the run that killed his dad. So it was a great opportunity, and then I got this huge New York crew involved. And the good news was we had an awesome budget. The bad news was I had 25 people on the hill. 25 New Yorkers in Chamonix. Yeah, so it was challenging. I couldn't relax the whole time. Right. You get some of that from reading the book. You can almost kind of feel your anxiety a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. And I got to work with some of the best people and some of the best skiers out there. So that it was thrilling, but it was not a vacation. Right. And you can tell from reading the book, but also I've heard from other friends in the industry that know Kai really well that this whole trip had a really profound impact on him. Tell us a little bit of how your relationship with him has evolved and some of the more recent conversations you've had with him. Yeah, I mean, when I came up with this whole idea, Kai was just this abstract. It was like, oh wow, a son maybe goes to ski the run that killed his dad. Right. But I had never met Kai. Got up there, and then my whole thinking about the whole project started to change, and I was kind of like, because he's a really cool kid, or was a cool kid. He's older than a kid now, but what I found is that he's a very intense young man. Obviously really talented, great gene pool. Has a lot of focus on this, and I didn't talk to him immediately after we got back, so I didn't see the change. I heard that through Patty Kay, his team manager. I heard it through people like that. And then I went up to see him just to go and visit and hang out and see how he was doing just this past summer. And yeah, I saw a huge change. Obviously he grew up. He got a lot taller, and he's strong and well built now. But he's also sort of matured into a real, pro skier. He's travels the world and he skis and. Professional skiing is a weird thing right now, where it can be very segmented. It's actually coming back together a little bit. But Kai at 14 was pretty much known as a freestyle. He was kind of of a Tanner Hall, Simon Dumont ilk. And people I talk to now, we're in regular contact with Nate Wallace, who's a character in your book, and he's talked about how he's been roping him and Blake into the big lines in Europe. A year later, 2 years later, I talked to his Oakley team manager, and he's spending much of the winter in France this year, and talked to one of his teammates at Rossignol, Sage Catabrigo-Losu, who says that he has no interest in hitting anything man-made anymore. It's all about skiing natural stuff, and it's just really, knowing where he came from Trevor's, from Trevor's ilk, to see him change like that is pretty remarkable. And well, you saw it in his eyes when he was seeing Fan and Plake and Alsambo, explain the big mountains to him, and you couldn't have better teachers, right? I mean, and you could just see it in his eyes, and he was just getting it, and he was just going, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. he came out of that going, I want to learn how to climb ice. I want to get my rope skills going. I want to, I want to learn all there is to know about the big mountains. And phew, he just went off that direction. And, he's getting there.
Right. And, and you talked about some of these, on some, it says in your book, it says how he literally wrote the book on steep skiing in Chamonix. And then Stefan Dan, Fan is, widely regarded as one of the best guides. How was it watching these guys who are kind of legends work with this young protege who's, been through so much already in his life, but so much more he has to go.
I was watching that through two different sets of goggles, as it were. I was trying to make a film. So I'm just I put these people together, and then you stand back and you roll the cameras, and you have no idea what's going to happen. And you have no idea if a young guy is going to bond with older guys. It's not that natural a thing.
Especially at that age.
Especially at that age. You're more like, But what I saw was just amazing. It came together. The older guys really cared for this young guy, and Kai really had a lot of respect and listened, did what they told him, worked on it, so it was an amazing thing to watch. And then, as a skier, I kind of went into the whole thing, having spent my whole life in the ski world, and kind of wondering if that was a mistake or not, It was really great to see this little tribe come together. And, it's great when your friends and the people you respect really behave above and beyond where you think they're going to, and that's what they did. They were awesome. So it was great to see.
And you just mentioned you were trying to make a film, and the film still hasn't been made. It kind of, the story kind of got pirated and turned into Steep, but you now own all that old footage that you shot in Chamonix, and you're working on getting this film made. Tell us how the progress is going with that, and if this is something we can expect to see soon. And
well, I sure hope so.
Right.
It's been a very start-stop process. After Steep came out, I went back and eventually was able to negotiate to get everything back that I had directed in Chamonix. I did that a year ago, or almost a year ago, and then we still had to raise a little bit of money to finish the film. Thought we had that done. First investor went away. Thought we had it done again. The whole financial world melted down, and then we couldn't even get anybody to return a call. So I think now we have enough support that we can eke out the finish of the film, and I think that we'll see it in September.
Okay, so are you looking at like an X-Dance, Sundance kind of thing, or trying to go bigger than that?
We're hoping, I love X-Dance, first of all. The problem with X-Dance is it happens in January.
Right.
We need to roll this film out starting in September. So we're looking at a whole bunch of options. We want to roll it out for the core audience. That's the way that I think that we can get above and beyond the core, is to start it, with ski towns and skiers, and that's where we're going. And we hope to ramp it up and to get it bigger than the ski world. We hope to have it in a wide release theatrical, by next Christmas.
Great. Well, it's a great book. I read it myself and thoroughly enjoyed it, and everyone I've given it to it since has devoured it. So check out theedgeofnever.com to figure out where you can pick it up. We'll also have a link underneath this video where you guys can check it out. And Bill, thanks for your time.
Right on. Thank you.
Girls with their pearls on a flex of Monroe, Archie below, Marilyn gone loco, Navajo, hi-ho, silver, hey-ho, let's go dancing with our average Joes who talk with their fists and argue with their